In this video, I'm going to be looking at how to find the midpoints between 2 points. So let's say I had a graph where 2 points lying on the plane would look something like this, where this point here is x1, y1, and this point here was x2, y2. Well, the midpoint would just be the points in between those two. That there would be my midpoint. The way we work out the midpoints is we want to find the averages between the two x values and the averages between the two y values. Because when we average two numbers together, we get the number in between them. And that's what we mean by midpoint. So the way we work out the midpoint is we add the two x values together, and we divide it by how many x values there are, and because there are 2, we divide by 2. So this is the average or the midpoint of the x coordinates, and if we do the same thing to the y coordinates, we'll get the average or the middle value between the two y points. So let's have a look at an example. We're going to find the midpoint between these two coordinates here. And M, which is this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to average the x values. And the way I'm going to average the x values is I'm going to do -4 plus 0 divided by 2. That's just the same thing as -4 over 2, which is really just -2. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the midpoint between 2 and 3. And you can see it's just going to be the number in between, which is 2.5. But if I was going to use the formula, it would be 2 plus 3 divided by 2. And so this just becomes 5 on 2, which is also 2.5. So therefore the coordinates of the midpoint here is simply -2, 5 on 2. Let's have a look at another example. This time we're going to have a look at 4, -3 and 0, -3. Again, I'm going to do the exact same steps that I did last time. So 4 plus 0 divided by 2, that gives me the average or the middle point between the two x values, and that's the same thing as 2. And if I do the same thing with the y values, then I should have -3 plus -3 divided by 2. Now, if we take a plus and a minus together, that's the same thing as minus. And so our answer here should simply just be -6 over 2, which is also -3, which makes sense because there is no midpoint between these two. They are the same value. So my midpoint for this here is going to be 2, -3. Let's have a look at one more example. We're going to have a look at the example between x being -1, -3 and m being 0.5, -1.6. Again, we're going to just find the averages between the x values and the averages between the y values. So if I were to add the two x values and divide it by 2, I would get the averages. So this is the same as -0.5 divided by 2, which is the same as -1/4. And the way I got -1/4 was I times the top and bottom by 2, so then I don't have a decimal on the numerator. So that's how you work out the x's. And the y values is the same way. -3 plus -1.6 divided by 2. And that's the same thing as -4.6 divided by 2, which is simply equal to 2.6 or -2.6. And there you go. Therefore, the midpoint is -1/4, -2.6. And that's how you work out the midpoint between 2 points on a Cartesian plane.